So let's unbox this baby. Hey guys, so I actually forgot, look at me. I was just mowing, okay, that's why I'm looking like this today. Anyway, I forgot to skip Sunbasket this time, so I thought, hey, we haven't done this, I can't remember if it was 19 or 18, it's been a real long time since I ordered Sunbasket. So I thought I'd see what's changed and make the meals for you and see what's going on, do a review, why not? So let's unbox this baby. All right, first of all, we got, this box is huge. Like if you can see, I have very long arms. It's huge. Okay, so first we have I'm not Italian, pappardelle with wilted spinach, sweet peas, and fresh ricotta. And this was just dropped off about an hour ago, and I was able to get to it now. It's not like it's been sitting out all day. I like that the meals are packaged together because sometimes when all the ingredients are just thrown in a box like this, you're like, what goes with what, and you have to sort it out. It's a pain. So came like this, and holy crap, this stuff's like, it's already all put together. So this is very, very simple. So all you have to, oh, it's oven ready, right? So I think, find the instructions, Liz, find the instructions. Throw it in the oven and toss with the spinach. You can even microwave it, but I'm definitely gonna oven it because I always think stuff in the oven tastes better than in the microwave. You know, unless you're in a hurry or whatever, but that's just my preference. This next one is gonna be spicy Jamaican jerk tempeh with sauteed greens and mango salsa. I like this stuff, looks like it's all recyclable. No, you know, useless styrofoam or anything like that. Again, we've got the little recipe card that came in here. It looks like they made a substitution. They're swapping in organic soy tempeh for flax tempeh, which I'm cool with that. Like, I honestly couldn't tell you if the tempeh I normally get is made of flax or soy. I'll have to look that up. But it's nice that they let you know instead of just, you know, subbing it out and not telling you what's going on. Everything, this is the chard. Everything is looking super fresh. Oh, I'm about to answer my own question right here. So this is the Light Life, and this looks very similar to, woo! Throw in the tempeh. I know, pun, sounded like throwing a temper, not intentional. Anyway, so I guess the soy is what I normally get. So that's pretty cool. And then big old mango. And of course, you know, why I love these kind of kits is the little, like sauces like this are already all portioned out for you, so you're not wasting anything, which is nice. And the third meal we got is chickpea paella with artichoke, carrots, bell pepper, and tomatoes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love, love, love artichokes. And I'm too lazy. I've never like made them from scratch. I buy them canned or frozen because I've heard that just taking that tough peel off, and I'm probably being a baby. I feel like I just set myself up to like do a Liz Tries Cooking Artichokes video. If you want me to do that, let me know below. Teeny tiny little veggie broth. We've got our ingredients here, and it looks like fairly simple, 4 steps, so that's not bad, right? And I love that they include the complete nutrition so I can track it and, you know, weigh it out with everything else I'm eating. Nice organic parsley, perfect amount of peas. And look at this, you guys. Don't they look like canned artichokes? I don't know if they are or not, but they definitely look like it. Tomatoes, which I love, love, love. And then, is this arborio? Let's hold up. It is. I didn't even know. News to me. I've only ever had paella like in restaurants, so I didn't even know what kind of rice they normally use for that. And then organic chickpeas. I think this is all going to be very delicious. I'm kind of excited. I will say that Sunbasket lot of vegetarian options every time. I've done many of these meal services because the curiosity just kills me and I love trying different things. But some of them, there's only 2 or 3 options vegetarian, and you have to order 3 meals, and then want to have a ton of eggs, which I don't eat. Or anyway, so Sunbasket usually has, I want to say like 5 or 6 something. It seems like I always have tons of options vegetarian wise from Sunbasket. So that was the 3 meals, and there's something else in here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's just the ice pack. So they keep it nice and cold for you. I don't know why there's fish cut out of this, but it's really cute. Anyway, in case you ordered fish, I guess. And that's it. So this is really easy peasy. I like it because I can just throw these right in the fridge, and I had no idea that one was oven ready. So I'm gonna go back and look at the menu and see if it said that and I just missed it. But that's gonna be such an easy and delicious meal to throw together, and I will show you guys when I make it. Okay guys, I've got to tell you the silly thing I just did. I put the camera into the tripod to film this video, and it accidentally dialed 911, and I had put it in the tripod. I walked into the other room to do something else, and all of a sudden I heard this like ring, then it like this weird ring, like I was like, oh, what did I do? So I walked back and I hung up the phone, like when I realized it was, so like when you hold down on your iPhone, this side, hold down the button, and like I think that's, I don't even know how it triggered honestly, but somehow the tripod was pushing down on the button. I hung up and I freaked out, and all of a sudden a phone number was calling me back that I didn't know, and I was like, crap. And I'm glad I answered, because I don't normally answer phone numbers I don't know, but I thought maybe it was them calling me back, and the lady was like super serious, like, we just received a hang up call. Are you okay? I was like, crap. Yeah, I just, and I have a goofy sense of humor, right? So I was like, yeah, sorry, I put it in my tripod and I messed up, whatever. But really nicely, she did ask me several times, like, are you okay? Is something going on? Because I know I have a history of domestic violence, and there are times where you can't like say what's going on, and I appreciated that. Like, she did her due diligence, but I was like, no, seriously, just like dumb phone, dumb user error, right? So anyway, so that was a fun way to start this segment of the video. In all transparency of hot messness, I am filming this in my living room, which is super weird to do a food taste test, like unboxing type thing in my living room. But I am tearing my kitchen apart for the umpteenth time, because it seems like no matter how many times I reorganize my drawers, they fill up with crap again. So again, I'm decluttering my drawers for like the 6th time in my kitchen. I'm not OCD about a lot. I'm actually a very type B personality, but certain things like my kitchen, like I want my stuff where I can find it. So we're filming in the living room. So tonight, enough of that distraction. Tonight we are trying out the pappardelle, which is the most unhealthy of the selections, and it's the weekend, and it's also the laziest because it's the oven ready. It's the laziest, it's the weekend, so I figured that's perfect for what we can do today. So pappardelle comes from the Italian word parpar, which means to devour. By the way, I never took Italian. No clue if I'm pronouncing this right. I did take French, which is kind of similar, so maybe. But it's made with heavy cream and vegetable broth, fresh ricotta. Like, there's a lot of fat going on in this thing, right? It's gonna be freaking delicious, in my opinion. But it's 19 grams of fat per serving. No, that was the protein. 34 grams of fat. And what else we got here? I'm looking for the calories, you guys. This one has 59 grams of carbohydrates. All the good stuff that I like. And come on, man. Usually calories are first out of everything, and I am struggling on the struggle bus right here. Let's see, saturated fat, 18 grams. See, this is why I'm using this as kind of my cheat sheet, because it also has 1,290 milligrams of sodium. It's like, not the most healthy one of the ones that I got. So, what? Like, I don't see it, you guys. Protein, fiber, fat, all, you know, all the kinds of fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbs, sugars. Calories are legit not, oh, they're on a different page. Okay, so like your calories, it says 620 calories here. But then when you go to your full nutrition, like on the back, it's not there. So I was really confused. Anyway, 620 calories. If I remember correctly, the last time I had these, they were big enough. You could almost split them up into 3 or 4 meals as opposed to 2. But we're gonna find out right here if that's the case. And also when I try it to see, I think this thing's gonna be like crazy rich. And I also don't know if it's like dried pasta or fresh pasta. I guess it's already pre-prepared, so it doesn't make that big of a difference, but I'll tell you how it tastes. So let's see what we've got in here to see how substantial it is. So it's heavy. It's really heavy. It's pretty big. I would say, you know, half a portion. I'll have to see what it looks like on the plate, but I feel like this is when you could probably split in, you know, to smaller portions if you're watching your weight or you just don't eat a lot, you know, if you have a smaller appetite. I'm 5'10", so I have an appetite, man. Like, I watch my 5.0, my 5 foot nothing friends, and they like, I'm full. Like, I got 10 inches on you. I need some food, man. So let's see how this goes. As far as the instructions, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so they say you should try to cook your stuff within 3 days of receiving it. Today is 2 days. I got it on Thursday. Today is Saturday. And this actually has a Best By date of 6/6, which is today. So good thing we're making it. And then I'm planning on making the other ones tomorrow, which will be 3 days from when I got it. These are gonna be, let's see, we're going in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. We could do it in the microwave, but I just don't think it's gonna be very good. So I'm a snob that way. Like, I just think oven baked is so much better. By the way, hold on. I don't know why she finds this fascinating. She's smelling the recipe card, which there's no food on there, Hazel. There's no food on the recipe card. She's very spoiled. Funny thing about Miss Hazel is she's a true blood Chihuahua, man. She will go outside and refuse to come in for just hours. And so I don't let her stay outside that long because she'd have heat stroke. But she just doesn't want to come in. So how about her baby pool? She wants nothing to do with it. None of the 3 dogs want anything to do with the baby pool that I bought them. Good thing it was only $10. So what else is in this bag is just the spinach. Real simple. Like, you cook it, mix in the spinach, and season with salt and pepper. So I'm curious, that makes me wonder, what seasonings are in here. So pea shallots, Parmesan parsley, extra virgin olive oil, lemon zest, that's good, red chili flakes, and there's salt and pepper in there. So there's not a ton of, I gotta tell you, I'm not a huge parsley like lover. Like, I just don't think it adds that much. Like, we'll see how it is. I have some beautiful fresh basil outside, so if I find that it's bland, guess what we're throwing in there? There's no garlic, for real? I'm a psycho about garlic. I had garlic to like everything. If you go to my website, veggieeveryday.com, you'll notice there's garlic in like everything. But that's one of those things, if you don't like it, you can always leave out, and it's your jam. Do what you want to do, right? So let's, I'm going to unwrap this and show you as I put it into the oven what it looks like, and then we'll look at what it looks like before and after cooking. This is what it looks like in the container. We preheated the oven to 425 as is instructed. And just to let you guys know, I had said I didn't realize this was an oven ready meal. It was marked. I went back and looked as oven ready. I think it's a fairly new thing for them because they actually sent me a survey to ask me how easy it was to use, but I obviously have not answered that yet because I'm just now making it. So you'll see there's Anya. Say hi, Anya. Everybody gets real excited around here about food. All of us, trust me. Okay, so we're gonna cook this and I'm gonna let you know how it is, how filling it is, and all that jazz. Okay, so I just took it out of the oven and it looks very much on the done side of done. And I actually did, it was 35 to 40, I only did 35 minutes, but I think it's because this container, it's like a brown, you know, compostable, whatever type of container. I think it's just because the container got really, really dark. I'm not sure. Because the pasta itself doesn't look like crazy overdone or anything like that, but I did do the low end of cooking, which was 35 minutes. So I've got my spinach in a bowl ready to go, and we're gonna mix this up and see what it looks like. So it's actually very saucy. It does not look overdone, which the saucy is good, you know, to accommodate to mix in the spinach. It looks really good, smells really good, and we're about to find out how it tastes. Okay, so I meant to mention that I did have the salt and pepper in the bowl when I started mixing it up, and I'm a huge pepper fan, so there was quite a bit of pepper in there. I let it sit for a minute so the spinach could get a little wilty, like kind of break down a little, and then I went back and I mixed it up a little bit more. In the meantime, while I was doing that, I was looking back at the instructions, and I did it totally wrong. I just threw it in the oven and let it go. Wrong. Read, Liz, read, right? So you were supposed to put a couple tablespoons of water and then cover it with foil. I didn't do that. I just threw it in the oven. But look, this looks fabulous. Like, I don't think it's gonna matter, to be honest. I do think, I was kind of thinking, I was hoping it would be a ton of food, and like maybe you could break it down and then just do like half with a side salad or something if you're trying to eat healthier. But this looks like, I don't know how to, like, kind of like a good pasta portion you get in a fancy place, but not a cheap place where they load you with tons and tons of pasta, you know what I mean? So I think it's good for a serving, but I don't know that you could really break it down a whole lot smaller. To give you an idea, because I thought this would be fun. Does it look like the photo? Yeah, I think it kind of does, actually. Like, sometimes when I look at food photography, I find like it's misleading and you're like, whoa, that made way less than what was in that photo because you zoomed the hell in. I didn't feel that way this time, so that's good. I love the green in here of the peas. That's nice. The spinach. The noodles look really fresh. They really do. That is really good. I didn't get any peas in that bite. And I'm not really tasting, let me try it again, hold on. I'm a huge pepper person, I put a ton of pepper in it. I'm not sure if I'm tasting the onions, the shallots as well as I see, but I also feel like I put a teeny tiny amount of salt. It said to put salt and pepper, like it really didn't need any more. Yeah, that's really good. Shallot's very subtle. So like if you're hate the flavor of onion or whatever, it's totally blended in there. You don't really, I mean, it's just real little. Salt wise, I'm super sensitive to salt, right? So for me, I probably didn't need to add any salt to this because I already have plenty. But overall, it's really good. And it's a really good treat. It's, it almost tastes restaurant quality, and that might be because I don't cook with heavy cream at home. I try to cook healthier, you know, so this is a nice treat. I like it. Okay, y'all, it's Sunday. We're back in the kitchen like we should be. I got my drawer situation figured out. I'm wearing, kicking it casual with what my coworkers call my Harry Potter glasses. Anyway, so final thoughts on the pappardelle, or however you say it. Pacey's jumping in here because she knows that, hi. Every time I pull out the camera in the kitchen, and now she's mad. It means that we're gonna have food, right, Pace? Okay, so she's gonna do what she's gonna do. Anyway, so it was a little salty for my taste, but otherwise it wasn't under seasoned. I didn't need to add anything to it. I did want to mention, since I'm doing the Weight Watchers, those of you who are interested in that, and you can watch my video on how I do it, because I'm kind of a cheater, but I'm still losing weight, so yay. I wanted to go over the values. So the pappardelle was 23 points. The paella, which I'm about to do, is 13. It's the healthiest of the meals that I got this round. And the tempeh meal is, whoa, she just like jumped off the table and this was flying at me. I was like, what is happening? The tempeh meal, the Jamaican jerk tempeh, is 23 points as well. To go back and give you an idea, I get 33 points a day. For some reason today it automatically switched to 39. I don't know if it's because I golfed on Sunday and I gardened yesterday and I've been adding a lot more like fitness points, but I was like, no, we can't give me more food. I'm not gonna keep losing weight that way, right? That's not cool. Also on the pappardelle meal, it wasn't as heavy as I thought. I actually, I thought it was gonna be super, super heavy, but it was the perfect amount of filling, like not too much, not too little, like it was really just the perfect amount for me. And the flavors, like I said, other than being a little bit salty, were really nicely balanced. So it was a nice treat. I really, really liked it. So I think what we're gonna do here, I think I'm gonna eat one of these meals for lunch and one for dinner. But like I mentioned, like I need to cook them because they came a few days ago and I've been busy. And so we're gonna make both of these, and I didn't even explain what I was talking about. So I'm gonna make one for lunch and make one for dinner. But because I have a lot to do today, I think I'm gonna cook them right now, both at the same time, and then like save the rest for dinner. That's what I'm at. Anyway, so let's see like what the timing is on this. So on the paella, which is what I'm planning on making for lunch, it is 30 to 45 minutes to make, 430 calories. Now I know where the calories are. 14 grams of protein. Overall fat is 11 grams, 73 grams of carbs. So even though it has a lot more carbs, it is overall more healthy. I did look up, remember I was talking about the arborio? It's like across the board. Like if you look at paella recipes on the internet, it's pretty much, I sound 80, on the internet. Anyway, I just did a quick Google search, and most of them say short grain white rice, but a lot say jasmine, some say arboreos. As long as you're not using like minute rice or brown rice, I think you're good. Probably could do it with brown rice. I didn't look that up, but so what did I say? 30 to 45 minutes. We're gonna cook this up, and it's got olives in it, which I am not a fan, but I may just do it because I like to stretch myself, and honestly I paid for them. So if I don't like them, then they'll go in the compost or the dogs will eat them. Whatever, it all works out, right? Okay. And the one we're making for dinner, spicy Jamaican jerk tempeh with sauteed greens and mango salsa. Also, not a big fan of greens. I feel like a lot of times they taste slimy. Oh, people are gonna get mad at me. Anyway, in the South, I know it's like a huge staple, but I've never been a fan. Maybe I've never had, but they're always like tons of oil and tons of salt, and it's just not my jam, right? But this meal looks pretty bomb. I don't know. This one's 35 to 50 minutes, 680 calories per serving, 26 grams of protein. It's got a lot of, and with the tempeh, yeah, a lot of protein, and 17 grams of fiber, which is awesome. I think you're supposed to get like 25 to 30 a day, so it's got a great amount of fiber, 62 grams of carbs, and fat is going to be 39 grams. Right? But again, like it's all about balance. So I balance my day to eat these heavier meals, which means I virtually ate like nothing for breakfast if I'm gonna eat both of these in a day. But I'm also curious to see how big they are, because I may cut them down and just do like half a serving, depending on if they make a lot or how filling they are or whatever. We'll play it out. But let's get cooking. much changed my mind. The olives were a topping and not cooked in, and they were huge, and you just like cut them on half and use them as a garnish. And since I don't like olives, I knew I was not going to be down with that. So they are going in the compost pile. This looks amazing. Like it, there you go. It also smelled really, really good when I was cooking. My large, you know, as you're looking at the video of cooking it, my large pot cover broke and I threw it away. So we came up with a fun little hack today and used a cookie sheet to cover it. And I was worried because it said don't stir it the entire time that it's simmering or whatever, but it turned out perfect. Like it looks, I mean, the rice is perfectly done. And you know, what's nice about it is, you know, unlike like a risotto where you have to keep adding and adding broth, didn't have to do that one time. I wish I would have looked ahead. You could do half wine, half water, and I didn't buy any white wine because I'm a red wine girl unless I'm cooking. So, but I did all with water, and I'm sure it'll still be good. It smells amazing. That is delicious, and it's filling, but it's light at the same time, if that makes any sense. And the artichokes and the peppers and the tomatoes, like everything just works together, and you have that little bit of richness from the olive oil, and it's really, really good. And it was super easy to make, honestly. Okay guys, once again, I did not follow directions and I realized it later. So I didn't read the whole thing. It said, cut the onion, I don't know, cut half of it in slices for the chard and half like mince it for the salsa. And I only read the first half. And so then I was scrambling like, cause I threw it all in the salsa. So anyway, this plate looks really pretty. It still worked fine, right? It's just that onion and the salsa is pretty big. The mango is actually, I thought it looked really, really unripe, but once I tasted it, it tasted really good. So I feel like a lot of times when you get mango in the store and in dishes, it's like, you know, it's mushy, it's like way ripe. Anyway, the tempeh, as it was cooking, smelled really, really good. I feel like this is a lot, like it's really filling. This is half a package of tempeh. And if you've never had tempeh, it is very filling. It's a protein. I think it's kind of easier to learn how to cook than tofu. Like you still need to crisp it up. You boil it first, kind of soften out the bitterness, and then you crisp it up. But unlike tofu, you don't have to bread it or anything like that to add more interest to make it taste good. Because it's already got kind of a great like nutty texture to it. The instructions said to pile this on top of each other, like the greens and then the salsa and the tempeh on top of it, but I'm actually just tasting this for you now, and I'm gonna eat it later for dinner. I'm not eating this whole dish right now. So let's see what we've got. I think I'm gonna kind of do them separately. I like that the greens instructions said just do it like just till the greens wilt up. So holy mother, that is good. That was really good. It's got that perfect like sweet and spicy jerk sauce. I'm a wimp, so I find it a little spicy, but it's not overwhelming. So what I was talking about with the greens is they're nicely done. They're not all slimy and like overdone, you know? Okay, let's try the greens next, because I keep talking about them. I keep saying I'm not such a fan. By the way, it turns out why it's so many Weight Watchers points is because it uses oil in like every step. There were a lot of steps to this one. This is probably the most complicated. So if you are not comfortable with a lot of cooking and a lot of steps, this particular recipe might not be for you. I do think, however, I liked that they kept going back to the same pan so you weren't using a ton of dishes. They're really good. I guess if you know, you had the right amount of olive oil and good seasoning to it. I feel like the greens I've had are like doused in olive oil, and they're not olive oil and like vegetable oil, like hardcore, like But these are lighter and perfectly cooked, and the onions, despite the fact that I did them wrong and then threw them in at the last minute, they're very good. Now, let's see. Now this is where I really did it wrong, because you were supposed to, in the salsa, like mash this up a little, which I didn't do, because I didn't read the whole thing. But you know what? I like onion a lot, so I don't feel like it's gonna be a big deal for me, so. The dill like makes it. Like the dill is what, yeah. The dill seals the deal. Sorry for the really stupid like mom joke, but it does. It's good. I do still think the mango is like a little underripe. Like it could have, which is weird because it's been sitting in my house for 3 days. So it was probably really like not ripe at all when I got it. It works for now, but I would prefer it a little more ripe. But overall, and that tempeh, man, I could eat that all day. Like, and I don't think it like personally tastes that much like meat, which is probably why I like it. So there you go.